you are pregnant with PCOS, you know that there is a lot of energy and anxiety that can come along with that second trimester glucose tolerance test. Everyone tells you that you're going to fail or that it might be harder for you. I am in my third trimester now, but took my glucose tolerance test back at 24 weeks when I was in that second trimester and passed with flying colors. So I want to talk about the things that I did to prepare my mind and my body and why that test does not have to be a source of terror for you. I lived with PCOS for years, healed myself, was a former nurse, and now I'm just living proof that you can still get pregnant and be healthy with this, what can feel like a very daunting diagnosis. So I want to talk to you about all those things. But first, let me give you an updated nursery tour. We got the crib set up finally, which is so exciting, and these sheets are just adorable. I mean, come on, look at this mobile. So freaking cute. Gotta hang the mirror. We're thinking about painting this dresser, but unsure yet. And then we have the glider set up. It is just crazy how fast things are happening. But it is so thrilling, especially anyone with PCOS. Maybe you've had a hard time getting pregnant, or it feels like you might never get pregnant, but living proof. It is so exciting, and it is absolutely possible. So passing that glucose tolerance test didn't just happen by chance or happen with me preparing the morning of the test. It started long before then by improving my metabolic health and improving my muscle quality. So what this meant at a very high level was just introducing healthy habits. I ate high protein, high fiber. I tried to get a lot of movement in, like walking, and I did slow, steady strength training. That is going to help with the muscle. And then what having more muscle does is it shuttles that glucose into the muscle versus it just being like free floating in your blood, which is what causes all of that cascade of issues. On top of those things, I also was on some medications. So I've been on metformin for a few years, even into my pregnancy. This is obviously by the recommendations of my fertility specialist and my doctor. And then before I got pregnant, I was on a GLP-1 for 6 to 9 months on a very, very, very small dose. So I was able to improve my weight and my metabolic health while building muscle. If you're on a GLP-1 and you don't have good habits, you're asking for a disaster. So little side note. But so those are the things that actually helped me get pregnant to begin with. I maintained those habits throughout my pregnancy, and then that was able to help keep my insulin in check during my pregnancy. So when I got to the appointment, my body was like, oh, I already know what to do with this sugar. Like, we got it under control. When it actually came down to the test, they didn't say that I had to be fasting, especially because it was an afternoon test. So I ate a pretty high protein, high fat breakfast, and then fasted for a few hours before the actual test. If you have PCOS, those are just already habits that I had. I want to focus on protein, fiber, and then those healthy fats, and then I just want to like sprinkle carbs in throughout the day. So I ate in the morning, I fasted, and then I went in. And I know people say that you can ask for the fresh test, and I don't know why I didn't. It's like supposedly a cleaner brand that like tastes better. I had the very bright, syrupy, orange, like Kool-Aid looking one. And take the first sip, they time you. They start a timer because you only have a certain amount of time to finish it. So I take the first couple of sips and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good, you know. I generally don't have very sugary stuff, so it was like, this is kind of like a little treat. And then you realize how much you have to drink. I can't remember if it's like 8 or 12 or 16 ounces, but it's a lot, you guys. And it is so, so sweet. So I get like maybe a fourth of the way done and I'm like, oh, like, This is getting pretty hard actually. So it's very sweet, and by the end it is very hard to get down. But I didn't have any issues, you know, finishing it. You just do what you got to do. And then they stop the timer and they reset it. And they reset it for, I think it's an hour. And then you go, probably, I went and saw my OB and then had a little extra time. Then they come in and get you after the timer's up and they take your blood. So what they're looking for is your body's ability to react to that surge of sugar and be able to handle it with the correct amount of insulin and stuff. So if your glucose is super, super high, your body is not able to handle that much sugar. And if it's back within a normal range by that hour mark after you finish the drink, then that indicates that your body is able to process it at an okay rate. And yeah. So I got my results back a few days later and I had passed. My body was able to bring my glucose back down to a normal level. And I'll be honest, like, of course I wanted to pass. Like, who doesn't want to pass? There's a little twinge of like, okay, that would really suck if I didn't pass and ended up with gestational diabetes, because, I mean, that puts the baby and me at risk for certain things that I'm just not interested in dabbling with. But I, of course, knew that it was a possibility. But even if I did not pass and was labeled with a gestational diabetes, like, I think I would have been just, okay, what do we got to do to deal with it? I feel like people take that and they're just like completely demoralized. But if we are doing the work ahead of time and knowing that we've done everything that we can and we've implemented the healthy lifestyle, and if a doctor is prescribing us medicine, we're taking it, we're moving our body, we're eating as healthy as we can, then, you know, there's just nothing that you can do at that point besides handle it and work with your doctor of, okay, how are we going to figure this out and keep me and my baby safe for the rest of this pregnancy. And then I think the thing that I would be asking if I was going to get pregnant again was, what do I need to do this time in order to prevent that from happening again? If you are pregnant and nervous about your test, take a deep breath and just handle it with grace and give yourself a little bit of grace. Or if you are thinking about getting pregnant, then my advice to you would be put in the work now so that when you get there, it's just another day and your body understands what to do with it. So healthy habits, get good sleep, manage your stress, and you'll be just fine. At the end of the day, we're all just figuring this out. Some of us for the first time. So if I can be helpful, if in any other way, or if you have any other questions, or if there's anything that I did not go into depth on, shoot me a message or put it in the comments, because I want to do more of these. And hopefully the next time the nursery will be done, because we are approaching 32 weeks. This baby is going to be here before we know it. And then these videos are going to be looking a lot different. But see you next time.